What's up, gamers? We're back. Another defender. So these all got released today, right? Both defenders. Very neat. So the next one is Goodra, which there was some, like, maybe it's Goodra talk, a while ago. Same with Lapras. And they got confirmed today, so very exciting. It's a melee defender, whereas the other one was a ranged defender. So brick melee characters. Brick that. Special attacker. So first of all, we have his passive Gooey, which was kind of expected, right? You gotta have Gooey. That's its ability. That's kind of epic. When the Pokemon is hit by an attack, there's a set chance it will spread slime around itself. The slime deals damage to opposing Pokemon and applies a gooey slowing effect to them for a short time. The gooey slowing effect decreases movement speed and can stack up to 4 times per opposing Pokemon. When the Pokemon with this ability enters tall grass, it continually recovers HP for a set amount of time or until it leaves the tall grass. This HP recovery effect goes on cooldown after it's triggered. Alright, so they did in fact write us a book for this one. But it's kind of what was expected, right? With a little bit of extra. Gooey, you expect when you hit it, your speed is lowered. So whenever, whenever you deal damage now. So it's once you get damage dealt to you rather than you dealing it to the Goodra, you get gooeyed. If he hits you 4 times, you're 4 times gooey, uber gooey perhaps. And it's going to slow your movement speed. And then you also heal, which is interesting. A little bonus effect that I wouldn't have expected is you get the healing whenever you go into a bush. It's capped at a certain amount and has a cooldown, so that's pretty interesting. It could be enough to make a difference, but obviously we don't really know. We'll have to see how much it actually heals. Basic attack. Holy, we got another book. Becomes a boosted attack with every 3rd attack. Also, if this Pokemon recovers HP due to its ability, its next basic attack becomes a boosted attack. Boosted attacks have the user spew slime, and if the slime hits opposing Pokemon from a distance, a gooey slowing effect is applied to these Pokemon. If the slime hits opposing Pokemon from close range, it deals increased damage. If this Pokemon applies a gooey slowing effect to an opposing Pokemon and then hits that Pokemon with a basic attack while the effect is active, all of this Pokemon's move cooldowns are reduced. Okay, so you have a little bit of CDR in your basic. So it would appear it becomes ranged on your auto, your boosted auto. And then it's going to slow them extra unless they're still in melee range. Then it will just do extra damage. So it seems to me like the boosted effect is similar to Greninja's, right? It's different if you're in melee range than if you're actually at range. So that's kind of pretty cool to see. Pretty cool to see. We get the frog effect for my boy Goodra here. There's a lot going on. CDR also is kind of nuts. And then here's the moveset you're going to get with it. Start out as a Goomy, of course. It is a level 5, level 9 evolution line. So you start out as the Goomy. Has the user cover itself in a bubble, granting it a shield for a short time. When the shield's effect duration ends or if this move is used again, the bubble shield pops, dealing damage to nearby opposing Pokemon and decreasing their movement speed. So we have a little bit more movement speed reduction when you're a little baby man trying to, I don't know if you'd be stacked on this Pokemon, I guess we'll see. Trying to stack or during that early laning phase. Muddy Water has the user splash muddy water around itself, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and applying an effect to them that decreases the amount of damage they deal for a short time. Okay, so it's like muddy water in the game could reduce your accuracy. This just actually reduces your damage dealt, which is kind of nuts. If the user deals damage to opposing Pokemon with this move, the user's defense and special defense are increased for a short time. Can stack up to 4 times. Upgrade, it further increases the defense and special defense when it damages opposing Pokemon. Okay, so if you hit somebody with it, not only does it debuff them, it buffs you. So they have a lower attack and you have higher defenses. So this is, I think, I could be wrong, the first time we see like defense raised at the same time something else is lowered. I know Slowbro's defense is raised when you use Amnesia, but there's no lowering of anything else unless you would have scalded them previously. But this one move does both. So that seems pretty good. Mayhaps a little power creep. We'll have to see how effective it is, but it seems a little power creepy to me to lower and raise. And then Dragon Pulse, to me, this is Goodra's like signature move. Like Lapras' Surf, this is Goodra's signature move. Has the user unleash a shockwave in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. If the center of the shockwave hits opposing Pokemon, it deals increased damage to them and restores the user's HP. HP is also restored when this move deals damage to opposing Pokemon that have a gooey slowing effect applied to them. Okay, so we have a ranged effect. Center deals more and it can heal you. Okay, and if they're gooey, it does more and heals more. Sheesh. Okay, so you want to obviously combine your passive with this move, deal more damage, and it's more sustained, right? You're a tank, you want to have some kind of sustain, like Slowbro's health bar, the shenanigans it does, when you attack and then you can heal. So it seems like Lapras and Goodra both get that, so pretty woo. Tackle, pretty basic. Pretty basic. Just a starting move. So, you know, tackle and what was the other one? Bubble. They're just gonna like learn over them. Pretty normy. And power whip, another, that's kind of cool. They got like both signature moves of Goodra, power whip and dragon pulse. Has the user lash out with its horns in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect and decreasing their movement speed. I never considered these horns. Like, I guess they are, staring at them, but they're soft. I never considered those horns. That just changed my whole life. That changed my whole life. If the move hits distance opposing Pokemon, these Pokemon are pulled toward the user. It also applies a GUI when it's upgraded. Okay. So it's like it's a hook. So it's Roadhog. OMG, they turned Roadhog into a real thing. We have Acid Spray. Has the user spit acidic fluid at an opposing Pokemon, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. Centered on the Pokemon it hits and decreasing their movement speed. If this move is used again, the user charges in the designated direction and deals damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. If this charge hits an opposing Pokemon that has been marked by acidic fluid, that Pokemon is thrown and damage is also dealt to nearby opposing Pokemon. Upgrade applies the GUI effect. Okay. So the upgrade move just apply GUI. Upgrade GUIum. So this is so it's AoE ranged move we have going on here. Decrease in movement speed, which you know seems to be his kit, which makes sense. GUI, the lad himself. You can also throw. So crowd control, slows, all that. AoE. Holy, please buff full heal. Surely with please buff full heal, man. It's been too long. It's moving. That item's horrible. And then it's Unite move. Right as rain causes rain to fall around the user, gradually restoring its HP. While it's active, all of its basic attacks become boosted. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it's kind of this seems like maybe a buddy barrier Unite move, because it's very much a frick you, this only affects me, right? I mean, the slows for the team. You're gonna heal yourself. You have a lot of sustain, and now all of your attacks are boosted, which means that in fact you'll be having the slow effect on all the opposing Pokemon. So I mean, we've got that, but it seems like something you run support items on, to be honest, because it's Unite move. You want to have it, clearly. Makes you more sustained. It doesn't do a lot for your team. So that's the moves. We're gonna check out the Unite move here on the gameplay, see what we think. All right, so we have gameplay. We have the Power Whip and Muddy Water here. You can see it pulled in. There's the Power Whip, pulls him in, and then the Unite move is just raining on top of him, and now every attack is boosted. So it was close range, so it was doing the... What was the difference? I don't even remember. The close range effect of the boosted attack. And it looks like its ult charge is really, really fast. Like, look how crazy fast the ult's charging. He's already up to 30%, so... Interesting ult. Interesting Pokemon. I'm curious to see it. I think Goodra's just kind of sick. So that's going to be pretty cool to have in the game. Let me know what you guys think. Be sure to subscribe. Check me out on Twitch. Have a good one.